League live draw for the last 16. It will probably be Manchester United's last Champions League draw for quite a significant period of time. Jose Mourinho is expected to stay as Manchester United manager. If you're here for the draw, I'll put a link in the video description that takes you directly to the bit where the draw happens, and I can pin it as a top comment as well. If you're watching live, then you're very, very welcome. And I just want to say that, you know what, I woke up this morning, I'm absolutely devastated to be a Manchester United fan. I'm absolutely fed up of it. I'm fed up to the back of my teeth with this football club. And I never thought I would be saying this, but I really woke up this morning and I thought, United haven't tweeted. But, you know, am I going to dictate my life because of Manchester United not tweeting? Of course I'm not. But what I actually thought was, how does it get any worse? How does it get any worse? How many more chances do you give this prat as a manager of our club? And how many more times is he going to come out with more stupid things? I mean, the reality is, we may well have handed our biggest rival the title yesterday with such a weak display. We also have this situation at Manchester United whereby there is a run of games coming up that are winnable for anybody as a coach. Even Mourinho might win them. So what a brilliant time it is to bring a manager in who, you know, can win a few games of football. Cardiff, Huddersfield, Bournemouth, Newcastle. There's 12 points there for any manager. There's probably 12 points there for Mourinho. But the reality is, Mourinho winning the next 4 games doesn't change anything. The opposition is shit, and it should be the sort of teams that a new manager comes into and sorts things out for Manchester United. So I'm absolutely, I'm not surprised, but I'm absolutely fed up that Manchester United are going to stand by Jose Mourinho yet again. I mean, our best players on the bench not even getting a minute. You know, Paul Pogba sat on the bench watching us lose with Marouane Fellaini shooting on goal but hitting a bloody paramedic on the corner flag. Nemanja Matic playing crab football, and Pogba and Fred wasn't even there yesterday. Pogba sat on the bench, doesn't even get on. It is stunning. It is absolutely stunning, and I cannot believe anymore that how incompetent our board is. Manchester United Football Club and the board is an absolute. What are they waiting for? Just to save a little bit of money? Or are they actually stupid enough to think that, yeah, let's give him a bit of money and spend in January and he'll sort this out? He ain't sorting this out. He's lost the players. The players are lost. There's a lot of truth in what a lot of people are saying that, you know, some of the players can't even do a 5-yard pass. Their players are not interested in Mourinho and his tactics. That is abundantly clear. He's lost the players. He's clearly disgruntled the board. And he's lost the fans. So why is he still here now? Why are you doing this to people? This is people's lives. People love this football club. People look forward to this football club playing football matches. People are thinking about this football club 24/7. They're proud of the football club. And we are being run by people who are humiliating the many fans we have and destroying their mood because they won't do what any other club would have done by now, which is move him on. Get rid of him. I mean, yesterday he was talking about, oh, Fabinho in the midfield for Liverpool. He's so quick, he's tenacious. We haven't got a player like that. We've been linked heavily to Fabinho for 3 years. I've been talking about Fabinho for 4 years. This is a player Manchester United could have signed. Fabinho, by his own admission, said, I was linked to Manchester United, but they never approached me. He said that in the summer. So we never approached him. His agent is the same agent that Jose Mourinho has. And Jose Mourinho has the audacity to say, oh, Fabinho, he's the sort of midfielder that we need. But you didn't buy him because you bought Matic. I did a video when we signed Matic. I was absolutely frustrated that we'd signed Matic, a declining donkey midfielder, when Fabinho was available. And then Mourinho's coming out yesterday saying, well, I haven't got a player like Fabinho. That's the sort of player that we need. And you know, Andy Robertson, their left back, oh, what a signing he is. Didn't they sign him from Hull? You know, if you know anything about the Premier League, Jose, these are players that you should be bloody signing anyway. I mean, the excuses just are laughable. They're laughable excuses for Manchester United now. We are here for the Champions League draw. It says it's 11 o'clock, but it will not start at 11 o'clock. So we will be talking about United whilst also talking about the draw. But let's just talk about the draw for the moment. The 8 group winners are seeded and will not play each other in the first knockout round. So we know we're not one of the 8 first places, but you can't play an English side either. So the possible Manchester United opponents are Borussia Dortmund, Barcelona, PSG, Porto, Real Madrid or Bayern Munich, because we can't play any of the English clubs and we can't play Juventus because they were in our group. So that's how it stands for Manchester United. And I suppose a lot of people will be hoping we get Porto. To be honest with you, I think we're out. I think we're out whoever we get. I mean, there will be excitement if we get Porto because they're the easiest club there. But Sevilla absolutely wiped their arse all over our club over 2 legs last year. Porto could be as good as Sevilla. There'll certainly be a team that pass the ball about. I mean, I just feel it probably is going to be Porto because who used to manage Porto? Who's been the most successful manager in Porto's history? Who's the Wikipedia page that we've got in charge? Who's the has-been? Jose Mourinho. So we'll probably get Porto. And the club will probably think, oh, we've got a chance against Porto. Because they don't understand anything about football. So they'll think, we're Manchester United, they're Porto. That's a soccer goal. We're going to win. We're going to win that game. We're going to win the Championship Cup. And you know what? I hope we don't get Porto. I hope we get Real Madrid or Bayern Munich or Barcelona or PSG. I don't even want us to get Dortmund because our owners will still think, oh, Dortmund? Who are they? Yeah, we can beat them. Another soccer goal. So I want us to get a team that our owners will know is a big team, that they'll know it's a tough tie, and they might just think, we're going out of the Champions League anyway, let's get rid of Jose. So I hope we get Barcelona, PSG, Bayern Munich or Real Madrid. But I guarantee I think we are going to pull out Porto. What about yesterday's match, says Menish? What is there to say about yesterday's match? The reality is that everything coming out of the club is that they are happy to keep Jose Mourinho. There's no appetite to sack Jose Mourinho. 6 points from the last 18 games. We're negative goal difference now, again. Just shocking. Absolutely shocking, the state of this club. And, you know, the Manchester United board may have no intention of sacking Jose Mourinho, but I would add another sentence to that. The Manchester United board have got no intent of running our club like a football club. They just want to bleed money from it, and they haven't got a bloody clue what's going on. It's embarrassing. You know, teams like Fulham and Southampton have sacked their managers. We can't even say, if this was Chelsea, if this was City, if this was Liverpool, they would have sacked Mourinho by now. Teams like Fulham, Cardiff would sack their manager if they were doing what Mourinho's doing. It's just ridiculous. And then, you know, there's just so much wrong with why Jose Mourinho is in here. Lynn Hall says, order of preference, Porto, Dortmund, Real, Bayern, PSG, Barcelona. I doubt we'd beat any of them, though. I genuinely don't think we will, Lynn. I don't think we can beat any of those teams. 6 points from 13 games, says Philip. Fellaini nearly killed the medic, says Point Blank. I mean, there's a joke point there, but why did Dalot come off at half-time? Was he injured? Because we kept Darmian on, he must be injured. But you bring Marouane Fellaini on, who did nothing. He did nothing. He won a few headers. Whoop, woo, whoop, woo. We won a few headers. That chance he had was abysmal. For a professional footballer, we begged to stay at the club. It falls to him perfectly on the volley on the edge of the box. Now, if he scores it, it looks like a worldie because it's technique. But any player in the Premier League should have the technique to hit that shot and get it close to the goal. And he's got no technique. He is a donkey. An absolute donkey, like Matic. I'll tell you what, like as I said yesterday, it's like Natural History Museum. They've just bloody stuffed giraffes in our midfield. They're so slow and got no technique at all. And I thought, as I say, I'm not Fellaini's biggest fan. I'm not Matic's biggest fan. I thought Herrera was crap yesterday, and I'm a big fan of Ander Herrera. There's so much wrong with that club. From top to bottom, it is a mess. But the first step, the most immediate step, is to remove the manager. I mean, Roy Keane was on about the players yesterday. Some of them are not good enough. And then you see some fans, because they love Roy Keane, and I love Roy Keane, I just disagree with his comments, they're like, yeah, he's right, it's the players. But the problem is, the players are playing bad because they're either tactically being told things that they don't compute, or they're playing bad because they can't stand the manager. And the reality is, if he cannot stand the manager, he's lost the players. When do you sack your players and keep your manager? When in history, as I'm sure there probably is an example somewhere, but where in history, I mean, this is what I don't get about what Roy Keane and Gary Neville have said about the manager. When in history is a manager kept in place and all the team sacked? Let's sack 22 squad players and lose about £1 billion and keep Jose Mourinho. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So even if you are one of those minority fans now who want to blame the players, the reality is, when the players aren't playing for the manager, it's the manager has to go anyway. So it doesn't matter how you dress this up. It always comes back to the fact that Jose Mourinho should not be our manager. And I can't believe, what irritates me the most, the draw's not started yet, what irritates me the most is that we are going into easy games now. And I know there are no easy games when Jose Mourinho's in charge. But what if we got Jardim or Zidane or Blanc in now and gave them Cardiff away, Bournemouth, Huddersfield, Newcastle as their first 4 games? The players are going to respond to a new manager because they're going to be like, we're free, we're happy again. They're going to play good football. They could, you know, I could probably manage them for those 4 games and win them because the players are just going to be buzzing. So there are 4 winnable games there. They're 4 winnable games that even Matic and Fellaini and Lukaku can grind out. And that's what we're going to have. We're probably going to win the next 4 games because they're so winnable. But they're going to give Mourinho the chance. And what will happen is then we'll beat Reading in the Cup. Then we'll go to Spurs and we'll get humiliated like we did yesterday. Like we did at Manchester City. And we'll all be saying, why is he still here again? They've just got to sack him. Instead of trundling through this season, waiting for mathematically impossible so they can save themselves a bit of money, sack the manager. Vinit Venmendrata says, caretaker manager till May, till we get things in order. I'd take that. I'd take that. I'd take that. Caretaker manager would be absolutely fantastic for Manchester United at this stage. Anyway, the Champions League draw, I don't know whether they're going to give out a load of awards. They might do that, so I'll keep you updated with that. And I want to interact with your live comments as well. To be honest with you, I'm just glad that we're live. I'm so fed up with Manchester United and what's going on. It's disgusting, absolutely disgusting what's going on at the club, and I'm fed up of it. Absolutely fed up of it. But the New York Stock Exchange doesn't open till 2:30 UK time, so there was sort of thought that maybe Mourinho would be sacked because they've got to discuss it with them first. But I don't know. I'm not expecting it. I never was expecting it. I fell into the trap of a lot of what was going on social media that maybe that we would move him on, but I'm not going to fall into that trap at all. I'm not. Please do drop a like on the video, everybody, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're here live for the UEFA Champions League draw. So let's see what's going to happen there. I'm just waiting for the live comments to come back up and see if we can get some of your thoughts. I don't like the positioning of me on here. Oh, look, it's a green screen. People didn't realise. We've got a super chat coming in from Luke Skywalker. He says, do you remember Mourinho saying he will leave the club in better circumstances compared when he took over? How funny doesn't that sound now? Look, thanks for the contribution, pal. And this is Mourinho. Absolutely everything he's done is a lie, really. Everything he said he was going to do is a lie. I mean, he's now... You remember when he first came to the club and he said, I will sort out the injury records. What did he say yesterday? We've got players at this club that are injury prone, and they were already injury prone. That's not on me. Apparently it's been leaked that it's Manchester United versus Barcelona. I love it. I would love to get Barcelona. We better not get Barcelona, says Percival Shrub. I'll laugh. Look, enjoy this Champions League draw. It's definitely the last one we're going to get for 18 months, at least. We won't be in the Champions League next year. It's impossible for us to get in the Champions League because we're going to keep Mourinho. He can't get us into the Champions League. So enjoy this one. And we're not going to get through the next round, are we? I don't think we'll get through the next round. First leg. I think because you come second, I think the first leg you play at home, do you? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know how that works. But yeah, I think the advantage is always with the team that finished top of the group, and we obviously were the runner-up. So I would imagine if we get Barcelona, first leg at Old Trafford, second leg at the Nou Camp. So even if we scam a result at Old Trafford, we'll just get battered at the Nou Camp. So Perfection Azaglana says, every team praying to God to face United. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's watching me live at the moment, because you're actually making me feel a lot better. I've been sat here this morning trying to do some work, so angry. If I had a cat, its arse would be endangered, because I just feel like kicking something. I really do. And I don't condone kicking cats at all, but it's a joke. But I have felt so frustrated. I'm so frustrated. And the thing is, I'm one of them people who've said to you all along, he won't be sacked till it's mathematically impossible for us to get top 4, which means he's here till at least February, March, April time. But it doesn't mean I didn't wake up this morning thinking, how? How is he still at Manchester United? It makes absolutely no sense. And it frustrates me so much, because I'm so unenthused by Manchester United. I mean, you know, Christmas is coming. I love Christmas time. Great time, friends, family, brilliant. And football's always been a big part of that for me. But I'm like, I know what's going to happen. We're going to beat Huddersfield and Bournemouth and Cardiff and Newcastle. He's going to take 12 points from 12, and he's going to go... He said after the game yesterday, I still think we can get top 4. I mean, pitiful. Absolutely pitiful. And what are you going to do with Lukaku? What are you going to do with Pogba over the next few weeks? What are you going to do with Lukaku and Matic? Keep playing them. Mourinho needs to go. Game yesterday was an embarrassment, says Tyler Watts. Well, I think we all agree with you there, Tyler. Mark, it's Christmas, man. This is a happy time of the year. Cheer up, says Rennie. Oh, look, I'll enjoy Christmas. I'll play a bit of FIFA. I'll descend into a false reality and try and ignore the reality that is Manchester United. But yeah, it baffles me how